Alright, in this video we're going to talk about operations on integers. We're going to start off with addition and subtraction. Now what I'm going to do is explain a couple different ways you can look at this. I actually am going to prefer the second method, but if you wanted to talk about adding numbers together, or do you add them or do you subtract them, you could look at that on a number line like this. We're starting at -3. So if I start at -3, addition always moves you to the right on the number line. So if we were to move to the right by 18 units, where would that put us? At what value? Well, you would find out that that would put you at +15. So when you see or try to add numbers together that have unlike signs, one is a negative, the other has a plus in front of it, you always subtract the two and keep the sign of the larger looking number. A different way to look at it would be like this. If you create a plus-minus column, if a number has a plus in front of it, it goes in the plus column. If it has a minus or a negative, it goes in the negative column. So the 18 has a plus in front of it, so it goes in the plus side. The 3 has a negative, so it goes in the negative side. So think of it like you're standing at Walmart. The positive money is how much money you have. So you have $18 and you're trying to spend $3. Do you have enough money to pay for what you're checking out? Yes, you do. You have $15 extra. So the answer to this, -3 plus 18, the answer is +15. What about in example 2? Once again, we could have a number line here like this. We start at -25. Addition, we're moving to the right by 9 units. Well, think about this. We're at -25. And we're moving to the right by 9 units. Well, we're still in the negative by how much? Would be -16. So once again, the signs don't match. So we're going to subtract 25. You subtract 9, that gives you 16. And we keep the sign of the larger looking number. 25 looks larger than 9, and the 25 is a negative. So what about on the other side here? Looking at it as I described prior, the 25 has a negative in front of it. The 9 has a positive or a plus in front of it. So you're standing at Walmart and you're trying to check out with $9 in your pocket, you're trying to spend $25. Well, you're going to be short by $16. So that is -16. Now let's be careful on number 3. Number 3, we're starting at -7. Now, if addition moves you to the right, subtraction is going to move you to the left, and again by 12 units. So we're going further into the negative numbers, and that'll put us at -19. So graphically, what about by the chart method as I've described it over here? Well, neither number has a plus in front of it. Both of these numbers will go in the negative column. So how much negative do you have? 19. So what's the result? You're standing at Walmart, you don't have any money, and you're trying to spend $19. You're going to be in the hole by 19. That's what you're going to owe. So -19 is the result. In number 4, by looking at a graph, at the number line here, we're starting at 8, and then we're subtracting. Again, subtracting is going to move you to the left by 17 units. Well, if you think about it like this, we're starting at 8. When we get down to 0, we've exhausted 8. Then we have to go to the left by 9 more units. That's going to put us at -9. Using the chart method as I've described over here, we have a plus and a minus. The 8 doesn't have anything in front of it, so we assume that goes in the positive side. The 17 has a minus in front of it, so it goes in the minus side. So you have $8. You're trying to spend 17. That's going to put you at -9. Now number 5 is a little different. We're subtracting a negative, and I call these double signs. Now technically, the first one that we see here, this minus, is a subtraction operator, and the second one, the one in front of the 32, is a negative. But because they both look the same, we're going to call those double signs. And I would encourage you to change that. If they match, that's important. If they match, change it to a single plus. If they did not match, we would change it to a single minus. So the new expression looks like 4 plus 32. Well, that's just going to give us 36. Again, you could look at that on a number line, or you could look at that in a chart method. We have the plus minus. They both go in the positive column, which is a total of 36. Now, how does that make sense? Why do we actually change it to a plus? Well, if you think about subtraction, subtraction means take away. If somebody takes away something negative in your life, taking away negative things in your life is a good, positive thing. So hopefully that helps you understand why subtracting negatives become pluses. So let's go ahead and take a look at a more complicated example here in example number 6. Looks like we have a few more even after that. So one of the first things I want to do is identify double signs. Here's a double here, and then there's another double. And let's just rewrite the expression without doubles. When they do not match, the minus positive do not match, just change it into a subtraction. When they do match, change it into a plus. So I'll do the plus minus. That's my preferred method. The 2 does not have anything in front of it, so we assume that's a positive. The 3 has a minus. Put that in the minus column. The 8 has a minus in the minus column. And then the 11 has a plus. That goes over here. So on the plus side, we have a total of 13. On the negative side, we have 11. So what's the result of 13 good with 11 bad? We're spending $13. I'm sorry, we have $13. We're spending 11. We have $2 left over. So the result of this expression simplifies to positive 2. Number 7, we have a double here, here, and here. Remember, when the double signs match, we turn it into a plus. If they do not match, we change it into a single minus. So the plus minus. The 1 goes in the negative side. The 24 also on the negative side. The 3 and the 13 go on the positive side. So we have 16 good with a total of 25 bad. So if you have $16 of good, $16 in your pocket, you're trying to spend 25, you're going to be in the hole by $9. All right, let's take a look at number 8. This is a key word here, this word than. If you ever see than, it means to change the order when you write them. So we have 4 less than negative 12. So we want to switch these two numbers around when we write it down as an algebraic expression. So we start with negative 12 less than, we switch them around, less is subtraction, and 4. So plus minus, both numbers go in the negative side, so we have a total negative of 16. So the result is equal to negative 16. Once again, another than that we have to switch around. So we put the negative 23 first. Less than, we have negative 10 less than. Here's the less, and then the negative 10. This creates a double sign here. We have a minus minus. That's going to become a plus. So we're going to change that to negative 23 plus 10. We have 23 on the bad side, 10 on the good side. So 10 good with 23 bad leaves us at negative 13. And let's take a look at one more example. We have the difference between 1 and negative 8. Difference means to subtract. And this time there's no than. There's another word actually that also tells you to switch it. It's from. So the two words than and from tell you to change the order. But there is no than or from in this example. So the difference between 1 goes first, and negative 8 goes second. Now we don't really need the parentheses around this negative 8, but if you do, it's not a problem as well. So this minus minus becomes a plus. 1 plus 8 is 9.